welcome to my channel. Okay, being first choice, do you feel overlooked? Do you feel second choice, second best to somebody? Perhaps somebody's left you for somebody else. Do you feel less than in some way, that you don't get chosen, other people get chosen, you don't get chosen, or you're not good enough, any of that stuff? If you feel like that, then there is something that you can do about it. I'm going to tell you what you can do. The first thing I'm going to say is this: you choose how you feel. You choose an energy to live with. You choose an energy to walk around with, but you don't know you're doing it because basically it's on autopilot. So you chose it and then it ran on autopilot after that point because it's familiar to you and it's an easy energy to drop into because you've had that feeling for a long time. So you think the outside is showing to me in this way, so I'm feeling this. But no, you are feeling this, so the outside is showing to you this way. Generally what happens that kicks something off, it can be something way back from childhood, often it is actually, or it can be something that happened a bit later. It's something that happened, something somebody said or did or made you feel, and you took it and it's cast a little spell over you basically. It's gone into your subconscious and it's taking over all of the time. It's on autopilot, so it's showing to you all of the time. Because you haven't done anything about it, because you don't really know it's there. It's an energy and it's a constant because it's gone undetected basically and unchallenged. So we are going to challenge that old pattern and that old feeling today with this exercise. So this is a very short video. I don't want to stuff it up with any waffle. So you practice a new energy. Now, first thing I want to say is you do not do this in order to see a change on the outside. You have to rein it back and you are looking to see a change on the inside. You are not looking to see a change on the outside. That is irrelevant to you. It has to be at this moment because the way you make these new things work is by taking that negative expectation away. Your expectation is that you will feel different and that's it. Because if you feel different, it's almost like it doesn't matter what's going on the outside. If you feel good and you feel first choice, what do you care what's going on the outside? You won't care so much. So that's what we want to get you to a feeling of naturally. What happens with this is if you practice it, you're persistent with it and you do it for like, I don't know, between 2 and 4 weeks, you will then look at that old feeling that you had and think it's not so strong, or it's not there anymore, or it's being taken over by this. How awesome. But whatever the movement you have is a positive movement, even if it's only slight, because it's different from where you are. Don't have huge expectation. Don't do this and then go, okay, where's the evidence of it? And expect to see the evidence of it tomorrow, because you've got a lot of old residual stuff going on there from this old energy. So we are practicing a new energy in order to see different at some point, but we want to feel different. That's the key here. You want to feel different. A lot of the problem with this and changing your self-concept and seeing different on the outside is expectation, and it becomes negative. We expect things in life that sometimes don't happen. So expectation is not what brings things to us. So if you take expectation out of the equation, then all for the better. Things will start changing. Things have to start changing. So you are practicing an energy. So what you're going to do is you're going to say to yourself, okay, in this moment, I choose to feel first choice. It doesn't matter how long this feeling lasts. You can try and make it last as long as you can, as long as it's not too much effort, or it can just come and go. It's a practice. It's just feeling something different, because we cannot experience difference when we keep feeling the same energy over and over and over. We can't. We're going to keep seeing evidence of that. So in order to start seeing different evidence, we have to practice something different, and it is an unfamiliar feeling, so it might feel a bit weird. You might not feel anything. You might feel, if you don't feel anything, don't worry. If you're one of those people that says to me, but I struggle with law of attraction and manifesting because I can't feel anything, to make any difference whatsoever. It's what it is to you. What it is to me is fairly, I wouldn't call it strong, but I can feel it now when I bring that energy and I can feel it. It's kind of just a subtle change inside, subtle, but you may not get that. But as long as you've kind of intended it, it really doesn't matter. Or you might feel it really strongly. So you want to do it a couple of times a day and make it part of your daily practice, part of your way of kind of moving through this and getting to a different point, but without looking for the evidence, doing it to feel better, doing it to do something different than you've been doing. And then you can do it with any energy whatsoever. I'd suggest just practicing it with this energy to start with, or something else that suits you better. But so one energy to start with until you feel like, I'm getting quite good at this. Yeah, I can do this. But all you're looking at getting good at is feeling it, feeling that change within you, not okay, where is it on the outside? Because then, like I said, you've got that negative expectation. You're observing what is at the moment, so you're just going to see more of that. Do it as an exercise in a way of doing something different and moving forward, and eventually things will start showing to you differently. Eventually you will feel first choice, or you will feel it's possible that I'm first choice, or you won't feel heavy on that I'm second choice, or I'm not good enough. You just won't. I mean, for me, I don't have any of that at all inside of me now. I kind of did, not being good enough back in the day, but not at all now. And I can't really imagine that version of me now. It's very difficult for me to see the version of myself that I used to be and think, that's me, you know. But that's weird, because it feels weird because it's not, all of those feelings are so different in me now. The way I react to things now is completely different. So if you then see something show up in your reality that brings back the old feeling, which it will kick it back off. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Just say, okay, but I'm changing this. Okay, I'm going to see a bit of evidence of that at the moment because that hasn't gone completely, but I am going to change. I am going to feel different. And like I said, if you feel, it's all about your feelings. And with me, I just see it as if I feel better, if I feel different, and if I do feel good enough, then at some point, something is going to show back to me to prove that. And something's going to happen that's great for me and going to show that I'm first choice. But I don't know when that will be. Maybe some stuff will show back to me that I'll think, where did that come from? But I'm not going to worry about that. What's the point? If I do and I drop into that energy again, I will just see more of that. We can't explain this 100%. We don't completely know what's going on. But what I do know is when I learnt to influence energy, everything started to change. I wouldn't say it started tumbling in overnight, but over time, not that long, things started to change. But fairly subtly and in little things, you know, until I feel that my reality is different now than it was before, because of the way that I can manipulate energy. We all can. It's not a really hard skill to learn. It's just the expectation you might put on yourself to feel a certain way. But as soon as you take that away, because it is what it is to you, and we are all individual. Now, this is your reality. So you get to choose the feeling that you have to see it back, reflected back to you, because it's your reality. So if you decide from today, well, I can see why I'm seeing the reality that I'm seeing. It's not the reality that comes first. It is the feeling that comes first. Like I said, sometimes something can happen which we don't really know where it came from. An event or a situation, somebody could say something to us, but it does then kick off. If it didn't, if something happened to you like that and then you just dismissed it, then you wouldn't have these kind of patterns going on. It's when it kind of sinks in there and it affects you to a certain degree that it carries on showing to you. But if you just like dismiss it and like, whatever, I don't think that, then it wouldn't. So that's what kicks it off, and that's what shows more back to you like that in your 3D, because you're feeling it, and it's an energetic universe, so it can do nothing but show back to you what you are energetically. But I do also believe that there's stuff from old energies, when old energies have been really, really strong, and then we've evoked a new energy, we might see bits of that new energy, but we might still also see bits of the old energy until we get more, this becomes more of the familiar feeling to us, and we don't really have that feeling anymore. Then that's gone totally. But I do believe that residual stuff can show to us for a bit. Well, it has in my reality, so it has in my life, so I can only pass that on. But just dismiss that. Just go, okay, yes, part of the old energy, but that will go. Don't give it any attention. Don't water your thoughts that are negative, because if you water them, they will grow, and they will grow energetically, and so energetically you will then see that energy you will see reflected back to you. So let your thoughts be there as just part of the human condition, but don't engage with them and don't see them as you, part of you. Your thoughts are not part of you, really. See them outside of you. They're going on, chitter chatter, but you're not going to engage with them. If you don't engage with them, you cannot build a huge energy from them, and you learn to keep your thoughts separate from you, and don't feel like your thoughts are you, because they aren't. Right, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm an author. My books are listed below. I'm going to put my latest one up here now, which is all about self-concept. And all that remains for me to say is, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I'd love for you to do that. And if you fancy talking to me about Zoom coaching or email coaching, you can book up Zoom coaching online. Don't have much available at the moment. Most of it's taken, and I've got a little bit in October, but it is there if you want to go and have a look. But I do offer email coaching, and I have more availability for that. Thanks for watching.